Yeah, I was happy I was able to get my 4 ups in. It's pretty efficient with pitches, a lot of strikes. I felt physically good with just about everything. Made some adjustments to pitches that hadn't been super consistent for me over the last 2 weeks, and it's mainly like me changing an old grip that I used to have to something new to avoid some discomfort. I feel like now I'm at the point where I'm getting back to my old grips and feeling more normal with it. So I'm seeing more consistent shapes with my breaking balls. A lot of breaking balls in the zone, a lot of fastballs in the zone. I just kind of struggled with the 2-strike expansion pitches. I feel like I had a lot of opportunities to get punch outs and get more swing and miss, but just wasn't really getting to the clean spots. Another ball or two high or a ball or two underneath, and I maybe get swing and miss. But yeah, for where I'm at, having not faced hitters in a while, I feel really happy with where I'm at, and I feel like this is a normal progression to have an issue with getting the 2-strike pitches where I need to, as opposed to not finding the zone at all. So I feel good, happy with the fact that I'm throwing strikes. Just got to work on expanding the zone a little bit.
And how did you feel today coming out of it?
Physically, I feel great. It's probably the best I've bounced back. I think the last couple outings, it's been the last inning that's felt my best. I've always kind of typically been like that, even when I'm healthy. Like, further I get into the game, the better rhythm I get into, the more my arm starts to loosen up and be more consistent. So I felt similar in my last 2 outings. Like, every time I'm getting pulled, I'm kind of anxious and wanting a little more, which is a good sign. But yeah, I feel like I'm just starting to get into that rhythm and find that groove again by the time I'm getting pulled out of game. So hopefully as the pitch count increases, I can find that, that flow a little bit earlier in the game and get my pitch count up. Good. I think I was sitting around 94. I think I hit a couple 5s and 6s. So yeah, really consistent. I don't feel like a huge difference as the game goes with my stuff fading. Maybe just the fatigue of the up downs, having not experienced that in a little while. But by no means do I feel beat down or achy or painful in my last outing or my last innings of these outings. I feel like I'm getting stronger as the game's going and starting to find that rhythm. So all good signs.
Do you know what's next?
I don't. It's going to be a rehab start. I don't know where. Don't exactly. I would assume 5 days from now, but it's always kind of reassess after we get through today and see how I feel, and I'm feeling great today, so see what's next for me.
Do you have any indication how built up they want to be pitch-wise before you join this team?
I've talked to AJ. Nothing's really set in stone, but I don't think he's looking for another 3 to 4 inning starter. I think he wants, a starter that can pitch postseason games and somebody that can give us some length down the last month or so of the season. So that's ultimately what I want. I want to get back in games, so if it was getting back sooner at 3 innings, I would take that, but I think having the assistance of Robbie and Casey, showing up at the deadline gives us a little bit more leeway to stretch those guys out a little bit more and give myself and Nick and give us the time that we need to get built up to a normal starting depth. So I'm hoping one more start, maybe back here at 75, 80 pitches. I think I threw around 55 yesterday, so significant jump. It's usually a 10 to 15 pitch jump every outing, so doing the math, it sounds like 2 more, but maybe 1 more if I'm super sharp.
How energizing is it to kind of be at this point and get the positive results and see it going well?
Yeah, dude, just mentally it feels so good. I've battled for a long time of being on the fringe of feeling like I'm almost ready and not quite there. Trying to go out and test it, and just the bounce back days have been really, really rough on me to where I know I wouldn't be able to go more than 1 outing at a time. So just the comfort I have, the excitement I have for throwing again. There was a long stretch of time where I didn't look forward to throwing because of the discomfort and the pain, and I wasn't really making many improvements. So I feel like I'm finally at a spot where I'm excited to go out and throw again. I'm asking for more. I'm wanting to jump things a little bit faster. So those are all good signs that my confidence is getting better, and I just trust the arm a lot more. So I feel like I'm in a good spot.
I think you said last time out you're kind of working through some habits that you developed when you're kind of protecting yourself. Do you feel like you took a step in a positive direction yesterday?
Yeah, it's more so throughout the week. Like the game days, I try not to really think about delivery. I'm really just trying to ramp my body up to going full speed again, and trying to let the rhythm of the game, help me find my delivery. I always feel like that's kind of where I get my best work done, is oddly enough in the game when you're working at that max intensity. So I feel good about that. The work between the starts is where all that happens, just trying to make the improvements, and then you go out on game day and you find out if it's stuck or not. So I do feel like I made some improvements this week. Yesterday I still feel a little bit out of whack, or just out of sequence with the delivery. I'm still able to throw strikes, but just the fluidity of the delivery doesn't feel quite there yet. But I know that's going to come with more reps and more time on the mound.
This journey back for you personally, being less than 10, 15 days from possibly taking the mound at the next homestand, like the emotions that kind of trickle in for something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried not to get too emotional about it. I've had plenty of emotion over the last 2 years, now it's just, focusing on the things I need to do to get my body ready. I'm kind of out of the phase of, thinking about my arm and, doing all these things to manage the health, and more about, getting my body ready to go compete, get my mind ready to go, be in that game mode. So, the emotion part's kind of passed for me. I'm obviously very excited to get back. Like, I've wanted to, pitch in games for a long time now, and multiple times felt like I've been really close and just hadn't gotten there. So this is the best I've felt in the last 2 years, and things are looking up for me. So
obviously the playoffs are right around the corner. I feel like a lot of fans are excited for the bullet in the chamber that you bring to the table in the starting rotation. What do you kind of say to them in that avenue?
Yeah, I mean, that's a responsibility I look forward to. I don't try not to add extra pressure to myself, but yeah, I mean, I'm an arm in the rotation that was, hoping to carry this team to a playoff push. Now it's going to be carrying them through that playoff push, and just trying to do my part. So not adding too much stress, just trying to be another quality starter and ultimately get myself as sharp as I can in these next couple outings before I'm back on the playing field. So.
You can't hide the smile, can you?
Huh?
You can't hide the smile.
I feel better, yeah. I mean, I still got to check a few boxes, and we've been through this with you guys before. I try not to get too caught up in the emotions or the excitement of feeling good. Just happy to feel good.
What has the prevailing emotion the last 2 years been?
Say it again.
What has the prevailing emotion the last 2 years been?
I don't know, man. I mean, it's fluctuated, really. I mean, hopeless at times, hopeful at times, but just never anything consistent enough to really hold on to and build on. It's just, I have good days, never good weeks or good months. Never felt like I was really progressing consistently in a good direction. Just kind of felt like I was, swimming upstream for a long time there. So it's just nice to have some relief and, have some excitement and pep in my step when I go out to throw every day now, feeling good and being able to actually work on some things. So, yeah, I feel I'm in a good spot.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks, Joe. Congrats.
Thanks.